What is your figure it the fuck out ability? That's going to determine how successful you are in business. So, I used to work a 9 to 5. I used to work at scamming as a 9 to 5. You know, if you watch my videos, you know how I feel about the 9 to 5. We just going to talk about it today in terms of figure it the fuck out ability. What is even figure it the fuck out ability? Figure it the fuck out ability is your ability to figure it the fuck out, right? So whatever issue you got, it could be in business, it could be personal or whatever. But if you're watching this, chances are you're in business or you have business aspirations, and that's what I tend to attract with what I do. So you've got to determine your figure it the fuck out ability and get that as high as possible. What do I mean by that, right? So it's a little story time. Like I said, I used to work at scamming as a 9 to 5 as a chemical engineer. Hold on, I'm looking at myself. I'm looking like fat right now. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to y'all. Anyone that's, overweight over there. But anyways, so I used to work at scamming as 9 to 5. And I was just thinking about it earlier, and I was just like, damn, because when I left the 9 to 5, I'm going to be transparent. I was already out earning my chemical engineering 9 to 5 at that point. But at the end of the day, I was still taking a risk, and I had to figure it out, right? Or for lack of a better term, figure it the fuck out. Because when my clients need XYZ, when I need to have my funds to be able to, live the life I'm living and all that, I got to figure it out. So I want y'all to just really think about your situation. It could be business, it could be not business, and just figure it out. Because when I look at poor people, basically, hopefully no poor person's watching this, but when I look at poor people and they hop on calls and just talk about things like, I don't have the funds and all that, I just automatically in my head, I get the, how do I say it? I get the urge to be like, go figure it the fuck out, because anybody that's been successful, whether it's business or just any accomplishment that seems to be successful, they figured it the fuck out. So you got to figure it out. Nobody cares about your feelings. Nobody cares about, whatever's going on with you. You got to figure it out. Figure it out, right? Because if you're constantly telling yourself, I don't have the funds, I can't do this, I can't do all that, you're implanting into your subconscious mind that you're not going to do it. So what's going to happen? You're not going to do it. When I left my 9 to 5, I didn't know how I was going to continue to do what I needed to do because I didn't have the business infrastructure that I have now. God willing, I was able to figure it the fuck out. But it wasn't like that back then, right? Because I still had my business and I was still trying to figure it the fuck out as far as, okay, I have this business over here. I left my 9 to 5. I don't have the 9 to 5 income no more. Let me figure it out in terms of how I'm going to figure it out in business. So, like I said, I was just thinking about it earlier on myself, like my whole journey about leaving the 9 to 5 and just figuring it out. And I think if you're watching this right now, I think you're watching a video for a particular reason. Maybe the algorithm brought you. Maybe you subscribed to me. Maybe you just watched it, right? So if you're going through something right now and you're just like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to handle this. Life is hard. Business is hard. The 9 to 5 is hard. Whatever you're going through, school is hard. Whatever you're going through, you've got to figure it out, right? And that's not only through prayer, obviously, because prayer is important, having that relationship with God, but you have to take action. You have to take intentional action. Sometimes that action sometimes has to be investing in yourself, right? I'm not telling you to invest in yourself with me or anything, but I always make the comparison because I don't do Airbnb. Just to let y'all know, it's coming from a selfless position. If you're trying to get into Airbnb, go get you an Airbnb mentor, right? And one thing that I've learned just as far as business insights, the people that are going to last long, because when I started in 2021, a lot of those people that I started with, they're not doing credit repair now. They're not doing funding now because they didn't figure it out, So if you're going to last in business, you have to have that figure the fuck out ability, and it has to be very high. It has to be high, right? If you're going through an issue right now, how do I get more clients? You have to figure it the fuck out. If you're going through an issue right now, how do I get better results? Figure it out, right? Your employees that you pay, they're not going to look at it like, okay, cool, they can't figure it out. They're going to still expect that paycheck from you, right? So you as a leader, you as the business owner, you've got to figure it out. It don't matter how you feel. Nobody cares how you feel. At the end of the day, everybody's in it for themselves. Everybody's in it for their own particular issues that they're going through. So as a CEO of your business, your credit business, your funding business, whatever you got going on, you got to figure it the fuck out, right? And one thing I'll say too, that I just really reflect on is I just really look at that. I just look at people that's like average. And, I thank God that I'm not one of those people. And I'm hoping that if you're watching this, you're not one of those people either, because it's a lot of people out here, like it just lets you know that the competition isn't as hard as you think it is. Because a lot of people have a loser mentality. So if you presented with like that tough time, you're going through that depression, you're going through that debt, you're going through that back against the wall. You gotta figure it the fuck out. Do what you need to do. If you need to pause, if you need to go to the gym, if you need to cry it out, if you gotta do what you need to do what you can to release, and then get back to it and figure it the fuck out, right? So that's the whole purpose of what you gotta do. It was just on my spirit to come on here, just do a regular video, non-edited. And it is a Monday. It's MLK Day today, so I know that a lot of y'all that may be watching this, if you work a 9 to 5, you're gonna be off. But hopefully this video can touch you. Hopefully this video can motivate you. Hopefully it can inspire you to, for lack of a better term, figure it the fuck out. So figure out what your figure it the fuck out ability is so that you can increase it, so that you can basically overcome and conquer anything that might be blocking you from your blessings. Because what might be blocking you from your blessings is the fact that you don't have that figure it the fuck out ability. Because when it comes to business, you eat what you kill. I'm particularly talking to business owners or those of y'all that may be looking to make that transition. Because when that 9 to 5 money, that guaranteed money is gone, you got to figure it the fuck out, right? And I had to go through that too when I retired my 9 to 5 in 2022 of June. So ever since then, I had the discipline, I had the belief, obviously, and that's what allowed me to not have to work that scamming ass 9 to 5 no more. I'm not trying to be dramatic or nothing like that, but like I feel like working a 9 to 5 is damn near like going to jail. Like I'm mentally unemployable, especially at this point, right? Because even during when I was working my 9 to 5, I was just like, bro, like I don't like this. Like I know that I have more in life that I could achieve. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, because obviously we need people to work 9 to 5s. I got people under me that's basically working a 9 to 5, right? So they're very needed and everything, but I just know me personally, I couldn't do it. I felt mentally imprisoned. I felt creatively imprisoned, So I just had to figure it the fuck out. And what I did, I made that jump. I left the job and, I did what I needed to do. But remember, context. I didn't just leave the job with nothing. I was already out earning my 6-figure 9 to 5. So keep that in mind for context. I don't want to hear nobody say, oh, Michael said leave my job and you're not making no money. My scamming ass 9 to 5 is different from the average scamming ass 9 to 5. Some people be thinking like, okay, he worked a 9 to 5, and then you're going to compare yourself to me when you just bagging groceries and making $10, $15 an hour. Our 9 to 5 is not the same. You know what I'm saying? I went to school, I got my degree, I got my chemical engineering degree, and I worked with that. So I say that to say, figure it the fuck out. Hopefully this video is helpful. And this is the thing too about YouTube. This is let me continue to elaborate on this figure it the fuck out ability. So YouTube is one of those things where you've got to literally damn near be insane to do YouTube and achieve any amount of success on YouTube, in a sense, because like me specifically, for example, so I'm monetized, right? When I first started my YouTube in 2021, 2022, whenever it was, I didn't necessarily know I was going to get monetized, but I just kept going and going and going. I'm recording video, posting video after video. No feedback or nothing, right? Okay, there's views here and there. Maybe people like it and all that, but people maybe not interacting as much. Figure the fuck out ability goes even to the extent of creating your content as far as YouTube, long form, whatever you want to call it. Because you're going to be posting these videos, you're not going to be knowing the reaction of the people. You're not going to be knowing if they liking it. You're not going to be knowing all that, right? I mean, you can get likes here and there to figure it out in a sense, but I say that to say it's important to have that figure the fuck out ability, because even when I wasn't monetized, And I knew I left my job. I'm like, okay, I got to just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, because success loves speed. Not only does success love speed, success loves, being consistent. Success loves figuring the fuck out ability, because it has to work or it has to work. You have to have that mentality. Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich, anything the mind can believe, I think he said, hold on, anything the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. That's what he said. So if you can see it and you can believe it, then you can achieve it. Michael Benjamin, myself, I said in the book, The Power, if you had the book that I wrote, I said, I'm forgetting my bars. If you're misguided and undecided, knowledge and wisdom can be provided, right? So I said, if you're misguided and undecided, knowledge and wisdom can be provided. So that goes back to figure the fuck out ability. That means seeking mentorship. That means seeking the right things that you need to figure it the fuck out, So I say that to say, YouTube also requires that figure the fuck out ability. I don't know how many times I said that in a video, but if YouTube don't want to monetize this one, that's cool. I just want to come out here and chop it up with y'all, and hopefully this helps somebody. So if this helps you, let me know. Do a like. If you can comment, let me know what your takeaway is or whatever. But if not, keep watching my videos. Y'all have a blessed one.